Okay, welcome to the electronic notebook project. So funding for the project has been provided by the National Forum for the Enhancement of Teaching and Learning in Higher Education. Project lead is Akin Lolu, myself, David Doyle, Fiona is the Teaching and Learning Coordinator, and Jerry is the Head of School. And the project is an offshoot of the TEAM project, a collaboration of 4 institutes of technology. IT Sligo was one of them, and we took a look at bringing digital assessment into practical and project settings. So we're going to use OneNote, and in particular Class Notebook, as the electronic notebook of choice. And Class Notebook, really, once you load up the software, there's videos which will show you how to set it up, and then other videos which will show you some of the more detailed features. I'm just really going to take you through a kind of sample typical physics laboratory notebook practical setup, practical report setup. So in Class Notebook there are essentially 3 spaces, 3 sections, and you can see these on the left, 3 spaces. There's the collaboration space. In the collaboration space, everybody can organize and contribute and share information. You can also organize the students into groups within this space, and students then can only work within their own group, but as a lecturer you can oversee all the work that's going on. The next part then is the content library. This is really the read-only section. The lecturer really controls this area alone. This is where any information, the rules, the expectations of the module, the various background bits, anything you want the students to read would generally go into the content library. And now the bit that makes Class Notebooks particularly special is each student then has their own individual notebook. So only they can see that notebook, and they upload their assessment material or whatever they want into it, and only the lecturer and the student can see that notebook. But the lecturer then can obviously see the notebooks of each and every student, and it's very easy to give feedback, either by writing, just like I am, or it's easy to insert an audio file if that's what you want to do. So there's lots of different ways of giving feedback. So we'll take a look first at the collaboration space. And in the collaboration space, like I said, this is where everybody can work. We can create private sections for each of the students, group by group, or students can create their own little sections. It's kind of as you'll have it. Just as an example, I'm going to take a look at Boyle's Law as, say, a typical laboratory practical, and maybe as part of the group work, each group will be asked to describe real life examples of Boyle's Law. So we can see there's group 1 looking at an aerosol, group 2 looking at a syringe, and like I said, it's easy to annotate. You can also annotate with text any which way you want, and it's also, you can put settings on that allows you see which students have contributed what information to the group. So that's one way of everybody working together. The lecturer can kind of provide guidance, or else the students can be split, like I said, into different groups. John and Mary's group, they can look at their results. Group 2, Michael and Andrea, again, they have their results. You could comment, very good, or whatever you. So it's, again, like I said, the feedback is quite instantaneous and quite easy to achieve. Students can upload Word documents, Excel documents, photos, pretty much anything you want. If we take a look up here, you can see the variety of things that's able to be uploaded. There's meeting sections where you can arrange your timetables with your students, all sorts of facilities. Second part then, the content library. This is really where a storage place, like a big filing cabinet for your class documents. So we might have a section here on report writing, on Harvard referencing, so anything you might have, your expectations, the learning objectives of the whole laboratory sessions, section on lab safety. You might have a wee video. This is just a YouTube video. And we'll stop that there. So personal PPE requirements, code of conduct, maybe a map of where the lab is. So basically the sky's the limit, whatever you want to put in these pages. But once you do it once, it's there forever. Once you have a template for your lab, you can just share it with as many students as you want. So here's a typical lab for Boyle's Law. A little bit of background. So the students, this is all in the content library, so the students wouldn't be able to they would be able to access it and read it, but they wouldn't be able to annotate it or play around with it in any way. Aims and objectives, maybe apparatus, procedure. So really this is where your laboratory manual, you could upload your laboratory manual to each different page here. Any precautions, and then different page for each lab. So that's the idea of the content library, just in the context of a physics practical. And now this is the last section, the individual students. And here we have Siam, and here we have Siam's work on methods and materials of his experiment. So again, we could either insert an audio clip to comment, or we could annotate as we see fit. You might have his results, and we might request that he inserts a best fit line. Again, the sky is the limit as far as assessment and feedback goes. Any discussion, and then maybe sign off on his conclusions or whatever. So that, guys, is just a quick overview of some of the functions of Class Notebook, but I think it's really useful, and I hope I've piqued your interest somewhat. So thank you for your time and attention.